Hey everyone, welcome to Mama from Scratch. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 beautiful Christmas DIYs using mostly Dollar Tree products. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, subscribe if you are new, and let's go ahead and get into these beautiful Christmas DIYs. So for this DIY, I'm going to give you a couple different ideas for a Christmas wreath depending on the color scheme that you're going for. This is from Dollar Tree and it's wired and everything. And then this light greenery is actually from Walmart. It's $2 for a bundle and you get a lot. It's actually a eucalyptus. They have a couple different styles that you can choose from. And here I'm just snipping it off. Now you can glue this in, but I don't find it necessary because it's wired. So you can just loop that around the other wire piece. And then you can use it and change it for each season. Now I like this on its own. I know like as you're looking at it, it doesn't look that full, but I promise you in person it's really beautiful. The light and dark green are really festive. And this wreath you can actually find a similar look to this at Walmart for about $13. So if you want to make one for $3 you can, and you can add more to it. So this is a new stem that Dollar Tree's carrying this year. I really like it, and now it is glittered, so if you're against the glitter, just pick something else. You can hairspray them and then the glitter will stay stuck on. These ones I actually decided to glue in because it was easier. The wire didn't want to bend as easily, and then more of the glitter pops off obviously. So just glue those in if you can. And so that's really simple on its own. And then I decided to take the red berries. Dollar Tree's berries this year are beautiful. They have a really beautiful crimson red. And all I did was pluck them off. You can use leaves if you want to, but this is the way the wreath turned out and I think it's really beautiful. You could leave it as is, but another option is to add an ornament from Dollar Tree or something that you already have. Add that to the middle and it dresses it up even more. And again, it's just a really simple DIY. For this Christmas DIY, you're going to need a couple supplies. One is really odd, but this is like a cat feed holder thing. It was on the end cap. It was really strange. I lost the little flyer that was on the top, but they come apart, and then you're going to spray paint those while you're working on the second part. So for this, I'm just using one of the 6-packs of the snowflakes that Dollar Tree carries. Now you can use snowflakes from Walmart or wherever you have, or use whatever type of, snowflakes you want, or other ornaments. I'm taking this cotton twine and I'm cutting it at different lengths, and I'm going to cut 6 strings since I have 6 snowflakes. Really basic here. And again, all different lengths, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tie these on. So once you get all the snowflakes tied on to the string, you're just going to snip off the excess, and then I just took a little hot glue and put it at the top between the two, just so that it helps secure those 2 pieces. Next, I'm taking these what is called jingle bells and these are the larger ones. You can use smaller ones for these snowflakes, but I thought these put nice, and this is what I had on hand. And so I'm just hot gluing those to the center of the snowflakes. Now you could add them to another spot, but I think they look really pretty with the snowflakes on there. Now, like I said, I spray painted my little holder. I used the smaller side of it, and since there's 6 slots, you're going to tie one of the snowflakes in each slot. I tied it in the middle, and then I just hot glued it down so it wouldn't adjust or anything, especially if the wind is going to take this off, kind of blow it around and everything. But you can spray paint this whatever color. I used a hammered spray paint, so it kind of makes it look like a piece of metal, but you can do it black, red, whatever color you want. And I'm just going to go around and I'm doing the snowflakes in order of from smallest to largest. And then to dress it up a little bit more, Dollar Tree has these pine cone garland that's wrapped up, and so I'm just going to take off the pine cones, and I'm going to use that piece of wire to make a hanger for my piece. So I'm just cutting that off and then twisting that on each end, and then I'm going to fold that over and loop it through so that it is connected. And then I'm going to actually, once I get that tied on, I'm going to twist that top so that it's all kind of level, and then it acts as a nice holder, and it's not going to like unwind because since it's wired, if that makes sense. And then so nothing goes to waste, I'm actually using those little pine cones and then gluing them on at the area that we tied the string to the snowflake. And this is the way the windmill turned out, and I could not be happier with it. I think it's so pretty, and I hope that you guys can recreate this Christmas DIY. Here's a visual of all the items you'll be using for this project. I'm using this bright red color, and I'm going to paint this on the back side of the ornament. Now I am dry brushing it more towards the edges just because I wanted to have a little bit of a vintage feel and make it look a little aged and rough, but if you want it solid, go for it. And I chose this red because I thought it was really beautiful, and of course it's just classic for Christmas. And then I'm going to take the front metal piece off, and I'm going to attach that to the other side and just glue that down. And then I'm going to take the stencil that Dollar Tree has, and I'm going to take my little round brush here, and I'm just going to dab this on. I'm using Waverly white chalk paint for this, and you'll want it to go nice and light. You don't want a lot of paint because it will bleed through. And I'm just going to finish stenciling this, and it comes out so nicely. Now again, I'm going to be using the pinecone garland, and you'll notice in this video and a lot of my other videos too that I tend to try to use a couple of similar products so you guys can see different ways that you can utilize products from the Dollar Tree. So hopefully that's helpful to you all. I just took off the pine cones, and I'm just going to glue them to the tip here, and I think it needed a little bit of greenery to dress it up. I didn't like this dark green color, so I used this frosted tip from one of the Dollar Tree florals. And now I'm just cutting off a little bit of that greenery so it's not so hairy looking. I'm gluing that to the top of it. And I like how cute and easy this DIY was. It's a really easy way to make a Christmas sign. You could keep it double-sided or just keep it simple on one-sided, but either way you can put your own saying on it, and it's just really cute and easy. We're going to be making a candle votive, and I am using this pinecone garland, and you'll see this in a couple different DIYs for this video, but I'm just going to kind of unwrap it. It took me a little bit to get it undone, and all I did was glue the Dollar Tree vase to the Dollar Tree candlestick, and then I'm just wrapping this around the base, and I just continue to do that until I had enough and I felt like it was full enough. I didn't quite use the entire garland. And then I decided to fill it up with some ornaments, which I thought was cute, but in the end I ended up changing my mind and trying something else. I wanted to kind of show you a couple different ideas that you could do. I took a faux candle from the Dollar Tree, and I plucked off some of that holly that Dollar Tree carries, and the 3 little berries were perfect. And so I just hot glued those around the base of the rim, and I just thought it just added enough. You can add a little bit of the greenery if you wanted to, but then I used some of this confetti that I used in my last Dollar Tree video. I'll link it down below or here on the sky for you to click on if you want to watch that next. But I just went ahead and poured those all in, and I liked the little color difference in there. I thought it just enhanced the berries even more. And you could do whatever you wanted throughout there, but really easy and perfect for your coffee table or an end table. For this Christmas DIY, I took a clear vase from Dollar Tree and painted it white. And then I went to go use my paint pen, and it broke on me. So I'm just freehanding Merry Christmas on this with that bright red color that I used in the beginning. Is it perfect? No, but my Cricut machine is actually packed away, so this is going freehand now. And I took one of those Dollar Tree candlesticks that's just a regular glass, and I spray painted that with a flat black. And then I'm going in with that little glittered stem, and I just glued it down with the wire in it, but that didn't work, so you actually want to cut off all the little silver parts to it, each of those little sprigs, and glue those on individually so it actually stays. And then again, I am using those little pine cones from the garland, and I'm just going to glue those on every so often around, but every 2 inches or so. And then I'm taking some smaller red berries and gluing those in for that little pop of red, and just to dress it up a little bit. And then I added a little buffalo check ribbon at the very base of it, just again to dress it up. It's optional, but it turned out so cute. So you're going to need 3 supplies for this Christmas DIY. The cones actually come in a 2-pack in the toy area, so pick up those. We're going to use both of them today. And then this infinity scarf I found was a beautiful pattern to it, and it's just so cute, especially for $1. I'm just adding a bead of glue all the way down, and then I'm going to stretch my scarf all the way around. It doesn't use much material at all, and it doesn't fold on you either, which is great. So you're just going to kind of measure that out, and then you're going to glue that down, and then you're going to cut off the excess on the bottom. Now for the very top, I wasn't sure if I wanted to just make it flat like the cone itself, but I thought it looked better just kind of pointy like a normal little Christmas tree would be. So I just kind of folded that in and glued that together. And now you're going to take these little incense wood chips basically, and you are going to start gluing them around the base of your tree here. And I'm starting with the lighter little oval shaped ones, and then I'm going to build on with the kind of curly darkish brown ones. Now you can add however many you want on here, but I just did a nice thick layer on the base, and I think the tree turned out so cute. And of course it's customizable, so you could use any fabric you want. For the next Christmas decor DIY, we're going to be using the other part of that cone, and I went ahead and just spray painted it with the enamel spray paint. You can use whatever color you'd like. I probably would have done red if I had it, but I didn't have that on hand. But I decided to take 3 different sizes of the ornaments that Dollar Tree carries. They carry the really small, the medium, large, and then of course they have extra large ones. But these all come in various packs, and you get quite a bit in them. So I started by just alternating the sheen of the ornaments, so shiny, then glitter, shiny, glitter. You could do the matte and then the glitter, whatever you want. You could do it all one color. I didn't have enough ornaments in one color to do this because it took more than I thought it was going to. So I just kind of layered in the different colors, and it turned out really good. So you're just going to see me gluing these on, alternating them, and then we'll fill in those little pockets with other ornaments, or you could do greenery if you wanted to, or something like that. It's completely up to you. I kind of got a little bit smaller as I got to the top as well, and then I just added a bigger ball at the very top, and I think it turned out really cute. For the next easy Christmas DIY, you're going to want to get a Christmas bag, and you can pick these up at Dollar Tree. I actually got this one from Walmart, and I like the fact that it was two-sided, being that the option on the one side had no gold on it and then the other one did. So I'm just going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut the bag basically in half on both sides, and then I'm going to cut the very bottom of it as well. And you try to keep a straight line as possible, and you're going to want to remove the little handle and then that extra paper. This comes off fairly easy. Just be careful and go nice and slow so you don't rip through the other side of the picture on this. And I went ahead and just used this piece of board that I had from our house being built, And you can just use a piece of foam board from Dollar Tree as well if you don't have actual wood. So use whatever you have on hand. And I'm making sure that I cut it down to fit the size of the bag basically. And I painted the backdrop white because it was brown and that would show through. Now you can use a spray adhesive for this, but I didn't have any. I can't find anything because everything's packed away. So I went ahead and just used my Elmer's glue for this, or Dollar Tree glue, and I put a good layer on, and then I did another thick layer of glue because the bag is quite thick, and so you want to make sure that that holds really well to it. So I just lined it up, and then I took my hands and pressed it out, and you're going to really want to rub that in to get a nice adhering to it. And then for the edge pieces, I actually have a 1x2x8 that I got from Lowe's, and I ripped it down in half, and so it makes the boards about 3/4 of an inch or so, and I stained them brown, and I didn't quite like the color, so I'm taking some Waverly black paint and I'm dry brushing that on just to give it a little bit more of a burnt look, and it turned out really well. And so after those dried, I took some wood glue. This isn't necessary, but I like to just add it for extra hold. And then I line up my pieces, and I just go ahead and use my nailer and nail those together. If you don't have one, you can just use finish nails and hammer those in by hand. And I do shorter ones on the sides, and then the top ones will actually overhang and cover those other edges. So it works really nicely. And again, if you're using foam board, you could glue this onto the foam board if you wanted to, or you could use Jenga blocks for it. You can use painter sticks for it. Use whatever you have handy. But the sign comes together really beautifully, and it cost me, guys, $3 to make this, and I think it's just so beautiful, and using the stuff I had on hand with a bag. I mean, it's gorgeous. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have so much new content coming out for you. Tons of Christmas DIYs and decorating videos here to come, and I'm going to be sharing with you our new house and everything in the next few videos, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Check the description box and the iCards for more ideas.